This is Apple's new AirTag 2, and this is the original AirTag, and they both look the same. It's a minor spec update, and initially I wasn't even going to pick some up. In this video, I'll talk about what's different with these, what stayed the same, and whether you might want to upgrade to one. I'll also share some tips at the end on some uses for them. Now, if you are thinking about getting some AirTags for the first time, definitely go for it. They are nice to have. They bring a little extra peace of mind. If you throw one in your car, you throw them in a backpack or your luggage while traveling. For the price, I think they're definitely worth it. You can get one for $29 or four for $99. And I'll put links to Amazon where you can pick them up. I'll also put links to some of the holders. This is Apple's holder, which costs more than the AirTag itself. You might want to go with some of the ones on Amazon. If you're not familiar with how AirTags work, they don't have GPS or cellular built into them. They take advantage of Apple's Find My network, which is the same Find My network that helps you locate an iPhone, iPad, computer. It will use Bluetooth to anonymously use other people's Apple devices to report where the AirTag is. That's exactly what's happening with your phone or your iPad. It is relaying through other devices when they pass by to let you know where your device is. The more Apple devices around, the more it can update the location of the device. They also have precision finding, and that uses an ultra-wideband chip, which iPhone 15s and above have an ultra-wideband chip in them. It can do precision location to the point that it walks you right to the device, has an arrow pointing to it. That's one area that the new AirTags definitely improved. And I'll show you some tests, which were rather disappointing with the other AirTags. Now, some of the problems with the original AirTag was the precision finding was relatively short. There were concerns from a stalking standpoint. People could get in and disable the speaker in it because the little speaker will let you know if an AirTag is around you that isn't yours. The AirTag 2 speaker is 50% louder, which makes it easier to hear if it's in your bag or in your car. So here's a little test between them, starting off first with the original AirTag. And here is the new AirTag. I see on my levels that this one's louder. It's more noticeable the high-pitched sound. It also has a speaker that is harder to remove or disable. So people who do want to use them inappropriately are going to have a more difficult time. Now, if you are concerned about somebody finding your precise location with this, that's not the way they work. But if you have an AirTag that is not yours in your possession, it will let you know for how long that AirTag has been around you. And you can see on a map the different locations that it tracked you through. The person who owns the AirTag can't see that. Now, the batteries are the same on both of them. One thing that Apple says is that could interfere with the battery and cause it not to work are batteries that have that bitter coating on it. That's meant as a safety measure. So if a kid sticks a battery in their mouths, they taste this bitter taste, and that cause them to spit it out. Before I compared these, I did put a fresh battery in this because the battery was low. The batteries do last for a year. It's the same with the new one. A big change with the AirTag 2 is better range for the precision finding. Apple says it has 50% better range and rates it up to 200 feet. I found in a parking lot that it was closer to 150 feet, but then I found outside with clear line of sight, it was a little over 200 feet, where the original AirTag was, I walked right up to my car, it didn't work. So here's a little demo of the two next to each other. I did my first test in a Costco parking lot. With the AirTag 2, it picked up with precision finding at 200 feet. It did dip out for a moment, but it came back on. Once it reached 100 feet, the arrow came on and pointed to the direction of it. and it guided me right to the car. With the original AirTag, it did connect to the AirTag and just showed far at about 100 feet away. I continued walking to the car, and then it finally connected with the precision finding at 8 feet. Both AirTags were next to each other in the car. Maybe there was some interference with that, so I decided to walk away from the car with the original AirTag to see when it would fall offline. It made it to 56 feet before the precision finding disconnected. Precision finding was a big difference between the two. The next AirTag 2 test, it connected at 333 feet away. This was an open area where there were no other cars around and direct line of sight. The precision finding arrow came on at 274 feet and guided me directly to the car. When I walked away with the AirTag 2, with me between the phone and the AirTag, it dropped off close to 100 feet. Once I turned around and there's direct line of sight again, it picked it up at 261 feet. Using the original AirTag, I would estimate at about 200 feet away, it connected saying far. Even with open line of sight on the first gen AirTag, it never connected and never showed me a precise location. I was able to walk right up to the car with never having that precision location enabled. And you can see that they will find your device without the precision finding and will let you know it's connected, but the signal is weak. And that isn't very useful with that, because if you say you're looking for your car in a parking lot, that isn't going to help you very much on which direction to go. So having the precision finding not enable or require you to get very close isn't very useful. And to me, it's, I guess, if you lose your keys in your house, it can help you find it. Now, with the better range on the precision finding, that introduces a feature that I never used it for. A channel member of mine mentioned having them in the car so that you can find your car in a parking lot. And I thought about that with my wife, that I'm going to need to order some more of them because she could actually utilize that. I even thought about it at the airport when you might forget which floor you parked on. This can help you out with it. So looking at the test, with seeing that it's in that 150 to 200 feet range, that is pretty useful. So a couple tips in using them. Definitely when you label them, take advantage of putting the little emoji on there so you could quickly see luggage, backpack, car, and identify them quickly. Another tip, if you own an Apple Watch, you could use the Find My Devices right from your watch and locate them with that same precision finding. Next is you can set it up so it notifies you when an AirTag's left behind. If you go in there, you can exclude locations. Like, for example, at home, I don't want to get alerted every time I leave my house that I left my luggage at home. So you disable it. And you can actually pick other locations to disable too, if you're at work. You can also share the location of AirTags with family members. So if there's something you want to track and you want to allow multiple family members to be able to find whatever it is, you just share that AirTag with them. Another tip is using it with your luggage. And if you're not sure if your bags made it onto a plane because of a close connection, use the Find My app. And with the new ones, you can actually share with third parties. So with the airlines, you can share your location with your AirTag with them. And apparently in 90% of the cases, according to Apple, it's helped people find their lost luggage. A tip that a lot of people don't know is this has an NFC tag in it. And you can actually use your iPhone, write shortcuts, and program the NFC tag. So maybe the NFC tag, you got one of these in the car. You just scan it with your iPhone and it can trigger a shortcut that makes sure the door is locked, starts playing some music on your phone, and whatever else, get creative. Now, should you upgrade to the new one? Yes, if you travel a lot, if you lose your car, if you lose devices and you can't hear them well with the speaker, or you lose devices and you want to have better precision finding. If none of those really apply to you and you have the original AirTags, stick with those. If you're an Apple user and you don't have any, think about getting some. It's just a little extra peace of mind for backpacks, your car, whatever else. It's not a huge update, but it could be a useful one depending on your uses. Now, are you using AirTags and are you thinking about getting some of the new ones? Let us know in the comment section. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It definitely helps the channel out. And thanks for watching. Bye.